This stuff came in a big giant roll and it was a little bit unwieldy. It took a little more time and a little more heat than I had realized to get it soft enough to start to work and shape it. So if this is your first time working with Worbla, as it was mine, just be aware that you do have to apply quite a bit of heat, and it does take a little while to get warmed up. The good news about Worbla, you can fix boners like this with more Worbla. You can cut and heat smaller bits of this stuff to patch up mistakes like the one I made in my nose here. Here I am trimming a little bit of the chin area away. When I tried it on during the test fit, it stuck out a little bit too far on my face, and I'm not trying to look like Jay Leno wearing a Spider-Man suit. Extra points if you are under 40 and you understood that reference.
Good morning, Sheldon. Are you gonna help me make my prop? Hi, Slink. Slinkers. Hi. Are you gonna help me make my face shell? He's gonna get in the way. Yeah, that's what you do. You get in the way. You lay by my feet, and I trip over you while I make props. Get a job, lazy! Oh, and you. You good for nothing. You're just gonna ignore me? Just gonna sit there, pretend I'm not talking to you. I need to pet you. I need to pet you. Oh, hi. Hey, friend. Hey, Spider Cat. Alright, coffee time and then face shell time.
A cheap $20 Amazon light stand makes a perfect holder for my styrofoam wig head. Now lubricate your head with Vaseline. Lubricate your head. That's dirty. Start applying your plaster gauze by cutting it into strips and dipping it into a recycled Papa Murphy's cookie dough container full of water. It has to be a cookie dough container from Papa Murphy's or it just won't work. Slough off excess water and start applying strips to your lubricated wig head. That was a really weird sentence. I pre-marked the general area where I want the cast to go, as indicated by those erratic blue Sharpie lines. I'm lucky that my actual cranium is the same size as this Michael's styrofoam wig head. Some of you may have larger melons, so doing this on a styrofoam head may not work for you. I don't know, this is just what I did. It's like old Jack Burton always says, on a dark and stormy night when the wind is howling and you're waiting for the plaster on your favorite polystyrene head to dry, you just pour yourself a big old cup of bean juice in your favorite pop culture themed coffee mug. Hunker down someplace cozy and wait for that sucker to dry. Besides, it's all in the reflexes. It's good stuff. Just a little test fit to check for alignment. Looks good. I'm just giving this a once-over with some paper clay. This stuff bonds really well to plaster gauze. It's going to add strength and rigidity to the skull cast, especially around the edges, which tend to be a little bit weaker. It's also going to make everything super smooth. I love working with this stuff. It's very relaxing. It's almost like a meditative experience. Some light sanding to smooth it all out. I mixed some glue and water and made a seal coat for this. I just brushed it on and let it dry. One coat is probably fine, but I did two, because I'm a fucking maniac. I decided to go ahead and glue coat the inside of this as well. That way when I wear this, I don't end up with a bunch of plastered dandruff all over my hair.
Dandruff? I shampoo every day.
I went over the outside of the face shell with paper clay to help smooth out some of these low spots and imperfections. I wasn't sure if the clay would stick to Warbler, but it worked out all right. just coated that with my glue. I'm using a strip of red spandex for the strap to hold the mask onto my face. An elastic band would also have worked, but since I have a shit ton of spandex remnants in my fabric cabinet, I went with that. Also, I just find that a wide strip of spandex is a lot more comfortable against my scalp than an elastic strap, and when you're wearing something like this all day at a convention, every ounce of comfort counts. Carve out the side slots to accommodate the spandex strap. After the strip is dry, you can attach it to the mask using your side slots. I chose to hand sew them on. Fabric glue would probably have worked just as well. Then I drilled some holes in the top of the face shell and the skull, so I could later attach some elastic straps to hold the face shell to the skull part. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Drill some ventilation holes over the mouth and nose if you like to breathe. If you don't like breathing, you can skip this step. I drilled some in the forehead too to allow evil spirits to escape. And because I always see everyone else drilling holes in the foreheads of their face shells, don't really know why. I had the drill out already and I like drilling holes through shit, so it was fine. Drill your magnet holes. My a-hole cat chewed through this piece of EVA foam, so I used it as padding for the interior of the face shell. I really love spray adhesive for exactly this type of application. It bonds really strong and you can press it evenly and very easily into the curves of the face shell. Another little piece for the chin. I also decided to add a small strip to pad my forehead because during the test fit it pressed against my head in a weird way in that one spot. Believe me, every bit of padded comfort is a blessing. If seeing is important to you, then cut the foam from the eye holes. If it isn't, then it probably means you're blind, and you can skip this step and go as Daredevil instead. Glue your magnets into the aforementioned holes. The foam padding I glued in earlier also serves as a backing for your magnets to rest against. That way they don't fall through the inside of the face shell when you're trying to glue them in. Pretty smart.
I'm smart and I want respect!
You can find Spider-Man eye templates online, but I like to design my own. I draw them out on graph paper and then transfer them onto thin sheets of EVA foam. Make sure they line up.
Hey!
Perfect fit. PC fan filters. Get them on Amazon for cheap. They're like $7 for 10. Hit these with 2 coats of white spray paint. Make sure the unpainted side faces your eyes, and you'll be able to see fantastic out of these. I sprayed the lens frames with a coat of black Flex Seal. It gave them a really cool texture, I think. Trace out your lens on the mesh. I was actually able to fit both lenses on one square of this stuff, so I'll save the second square I painted for future Spider-Man lenses. Cut them out. One's wonky, doesn't matter. It's getting glued to the backside of the lens frame, so it's not going to show. I'm just fine-tuning the cutout lines here, notch out the areas that go around the magnets. And glue the mesh lens to the frame.